Hello beautiful people, my name is Amanda Zitto. If you are new here, I normally make motorcycle travel vlogs, which isn't really possible right now, but I also make tips and how-to videos and general encouragement for you to get out and do the thing. Today, I am making a tank bag. So a little backstory, Wolfman Luggage posted on their Facebook page and kind of put out a little challenge to make a tank bag with just the things that you have at home. And whoever wins that challenge gets their choice of a tank bag. I'm just doing it because it looks like a lot of fun. I want to make a prototype of like the perfect, for me, camera tank bag. So I made a cardboard template last night and taped it all together to see how it would work. And today I'm going to make a pattern, cut out the fabric, and sew all the pieces together to see what kind of a mess I can make. So here is the mock-up. Starting with the outside, I've got a little handle on this end. I've got the lid here, which would, in theory, have two zippered pockets on the top. And then I've added some little straps and a head pocket for my little mini tripod. If we open this up, you can see that it opens this way, not that way, like a traditional tank bag. So space for the camera. If I made a final version of this, it would have foam for the camera to sit in, so it's nice and protected. And then I have a zip pocket up here as well. There would be a big zip pocket on the outside right here. Nothing on the top because there'd be one more thing to get in the way with my handlebars. It's time to cut a pattern. This is just for fun now. Okay, I've moved this whole situation into the garage. 1, because it's a more interesting background. 2, because I was making a mess and I don't want to explain that to Jonathan. So bringing you up to where I'm at now, I have my cardboard pieces here, which I may or may not be using as inserts to sturdify my tank bag. And then I've also got my actual pattern and I've got my materials over here. See, I didn't go out and buy any of this. I'm just one of those crazy people who hoard stuff because I might need it in the future. And you know what? Look, I'm using it. And you're probably like, wow, Amanda, that's a lot of effort for some silly Facebook contest. Yes, it is. The art of procrastination is just being able to convince yourself that you are actually working. Okay, I think I'm gonna quit for the night. It's about 9:30 and I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I'm gonna go do that. Also, if you guys are wondering why I've decided to throw myself into a weird project, I got furloughed from my day job from April 15th to July 15th. It's not awesome. I 100% recognize and understand that a lot of people are in a worse situation than I am right now. So the way that I process scary things, like being without a job until July, is that I like to throw myself head first into projects that nobody is expecting me to do or to finish, which unfortunately doesn't include a lot of the art projects that I have to do right now. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning. A little progress update for you. Last night I managed to get all the pieces except for 4 little pockets cut out and ironed the seams so they'd be a little bit easier to handle since I have a very minimal amount of pins to work with to get this whole process to happen. So once I get the last 4 pockets cut out, I'll actually get to start assembling today, which is kind of exciting. Okay, we might possibly actually get to start putting things together now. You know what I haven't done though? There is no duct tape.
Duct tape tank bag.
Context. I did include cardboard to stiffen the walls so that when I put it on the bike, it doesn't just like flop if it's empty. But I didn't want to put cardboard in the lid and the bottom because I want the bottom to kind of shape to the gas tank. So what I think I'm going to do so that I can say that I used duct tape is I'm going to make a sheet of duct tape, cut it to this shape to kind of give it a little bit more rigidity, but not so much that it doesn't flex. Didn't I just say that we were going to get to put stuff together? It was obviously a lie. Okay, I've got pockets on the top of my tank bag now. Ideally, there would be zippers on the top of these pockets. And we're coming to the part that I'm dreading, which is attaching this kind of lip around the edge. Okay, just to make sure that it was going to fit, pinned it all along the edges. And I'm glad that it did because I have a gap. Other than that gap, it looks like it's going to work. Like, it almost looks like a legit thing. Let's not think about how it's going to attach to the bag and actually flip. We're not thinking about that right now. One thing at a time, right? One thing at a time. Well, I officially run out of purple thread. I had just enough to fill my bobbin and I wasn't paying attention and I've totally run out of purple thread. I have the tiniest bit of black thread left that I'm going to hook up and run through until I'm out of that. Why don't I have any more black thread? What is wrong with me? It's kind of a butt to get out of the straps. So what I'm thinking about is just nixing the pocket entirely and just putting a bunch of straps. So I think I'm going to do it. Yeah. So maybe not all of the assembling that I had hoped to get done today, but a good portion of it. We actually started sewing things. I'm very excited. I am confident that tomorrow we will finish. Tomorrow it will be done. I hope. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, beautiful people. It is day 3 of working on this weird tank bag project. You know, I really didn't envision this project taking 3 days. It's actually the day before the deadline for the tank bag project. I still want to get it done and post it on the post so that I can say that I did it. Today, my major hurdle is trying to figure out how I'm attaching the lid to the body. I didn't plan that part really well. I mean, obviously, I need to sew the body together and get the liners in and all that kind of other stuff, but the thing that I'm not looking forward to is figuring out how to attach the lid to the body. What else is new? Well, we just finished sewing the divider and the handle onto the back side of the bag, and I just ran out of black thread. The thread that I have left is white, red, and light purple. This is the part of the project where I'm like, have to actively think about what steps have to be done first. Yeah, Amanda, let's just sew a tank bag. It won't be a big deal. I did this to myself. We just put the camera in here. Again, imagining that there is foam there for our adorable little camera to sit in. Then we can close the lid, and it's a bit of a squeeze. But I mean, you want the lid to be tight, right? But if you close the lid, it almost looks like a real thing. Well, it has been quite an eventful couple of days. After a little bit of a mad rush, I finished the tank bag at about 1:30 a.m. the night before it was due. I realized kind of last minute that in order to win the tank bag contest, you had to win by likes. And there was a gentleman from Australia who had already kind of got a head start on it. And I was like, oh, crap. So I messaged a ton of people. And if you are one of the people who I messaged and you went and liked my Facebook post, thank you. You are amazing. I did end up winning. It was very close though. I will definitely show you guys the tank bag once it gets here. I asked for the new Black Hawk waterproof tank bag. So I'm super excited because the tank bag is the only part of my kit that's not waterproof. And then everything will be waterproof and safe. Up until this point, I've been putting all my camera gear in a dry bag inside of my tank bag. That being said, let's talk about the tank bag, shall we? And some of the things that I learned. You may notice that the tripod straps are on the opposite side than what I had designed them to be on. And that is because I made a mistake. I think that I mentioned that the putting it together was going to be the hardest part, and it definitely was. It's all a little bit of a blur because I did the last big push in a marathon. These little strappy bits here on the bottom are actually just filled with fridge magnets. They're just strong enough to hold the empty bag onto the tank. If I was to do this officially, I wouldn't use magnets for a tank bag. I would sew actual straps on. When I first started riding, I did have a magnetic tank bag. My first time riding home with that tank bag through Umatilla, the bag just flew off my gas tank because of how strong the winds are going through that area. Thankfully, I had already attached kind of a strap to it, to my handlebars, just in case, and so that strap caught it. But if I hadn't had that, all the stuff in my tank bag would have been toast. So I kind of don't like magnetic tank bags for that reason. I am super stoked about the way that the tripod straps came out. In a world where I could just buy the materials that I needed, I would just get some kind of stretchy webbing. I would definitely make these openings a lot smaller so that when you push the tripod into it, it's you're stretching the elastic to get it to go in. When it's all closed up, it actually doesn't look too bad. It looks pretty profesh. But when you open it up, you can definitely see all my mistakes and the rough edges, and it was super fun though, and it took up a goodly amount of time. It did really help me process what I was going through last week, so that's nice. I did get a couple comments last week about, whether I was really going to use that tank bag or if it was just a gimmick for a video. And I wouldn't say that it was a gimmick for a video. It was just something that I was doing, so I decided to record it because I thought you guys would think that it was neat. I'm sorry if I disappointed you that I'm not actually going to be using it. It was just a really fun project. Oh, this weird obscure project that's meant to take very little effort. Let me just overachieve that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this process video. If you've made it to the end, you are awesome. My question for the end screen crew is, what are your ideal features in a tank bag? Could be something that exists already or something that you wish existed. I know me, for one, I really wish that there was a tank bag that had an actual camera insert that was protective. I know that I talked to a couple other moto photo people who saw my process on Instagram and was like, yes, a tank bag specifically designed for camera gear would be amazing. If you like this channel and would like to support this kind of content, you can get early access to videos like these over on my Patreon for only $1 a month. If you can't do that right now, I absolutely understand. I also have links to stickers, t-shirts, all the good things down in the description. If you can't do any of those things, believe me, I got you. I appreciate you guys just for being here every week and watching these videos. And in the meantime, guys, I will see you later. Also, something that I sacrificed for the sake of getting the project done on time is that these walls are actually held in by duct tape. It's sewed to the bottom. This part is sewed, but these walls are being held in by duct tape. And I told myself that this was just my placeholder for Velcro.